Hey, good evening, everyone. I call to order the City Council regular session, February 18, 2019, 6 o'clock p.m. at the City Municipal Building. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, Janet, take the roll call, please.
All the persons good here. Hanson. Here. Klum.
Here.
Marty.
Here.
Panaleo.
Here.
Robinson.
Here.
Mayor Hilson.
Here.
Police Commander Schley.
Here.
Street Superintendent Barry.
Here.
Okay, thank you, Janet. Approval or correction of minutes for the meeting held on February 4th, 2018, regular session. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting held on February 4th, 2019, regular session. I'll second it.
Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, Janet, take the vote, please.
Goodhue.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Klum.
Yes.
Marty.
Yes.
Panaleo.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes. Thank you, Janet. Motion passed. Petitions and communications, citizen comment. Discussion of any topic brought before the council during petitions and communications. And I believe Bev Ward would like to speak tonight.
Yes, I would.
Thank you.
As you all know, I'm Bev Ward from the city of Adams. And I just want to tell you that I've lived in the city from 2010 until current, or 2007, I'm sorry, until current. And from 2007 until 2017, I never had a problem with my mailbox. It stood out there along with all the other mailboxes and never wavered. Beginning in 2018, however, it decided that it wanted to jump out in front of a plow. And it screwed up the door on the mailbox. I talked to Bob Berry, who said my mailbox was not in compliance. He left me a sheet telling me how far from the curb and stuff it had to be. And he told me that most mailboxes in the city were not in compliance. Okay, I got the door back to where it would close. Later during the year, my son-in-law came over and he put it in line with the two mailboxes to the south of my house. We felt that that should be okay because they had never been hit. Of course, they were black and mine is white, so maybe being in a snowstorm, he couldn't realize that was a white one, but there was a black one on the other side of it. Come 2019, first bad snowfall, my box got hit again. But not the two just to the south of mine. They stood there all nice and shiny. It swung my mailbox about a foot or more to the side, to the north, screwed up the door again, knocked the mailbox to the north of me, right off of their post, up onto the sidewalk about 3 feet. Some good Samaritan fixed the door on my mailbox so the mailman could put the mailbag in there. My neighbors so nicely came over and screeched it back onto the post so I could receive my mail. I called the office and the ladies said they would put in a work order for me. To date, I have heard nothing for the work order. Now comes the next snow. Now my mailbox, still attached to the wood it sits on, and the wood that angles down to the main beam, is in the middle of the road. And the neighbors put it on my front porch for me. After this event, the next time the plow came through, the first box to the north of mine got hit and is leaning into the next box to the north of it. I am thinking the next storm will see that box smashed like mine was. Is there a reason for this? If most of the mailboxes are not in compliance, does this mean they are also getting destroyed? If not, why not? Why aren't we doing something about making the whole city be in compliant, whether they are or not? At the intersection of Cedar and State, the sidewalks on the west side have wheelchair ramps, and we do our best to keep them clear so that they are width of a wheelchair or the motorized vehicles. After the last storm, the city was out there with a bobcat, removing snow from the street and putting it up on the snowbank, which was quite high at that time, which proceeded just to fall back down on the wheelchair ramp. which meant that somebody had to go back out and clean that wheelchair ramp, which they'd already done 3 times previous in that storm. Also, there have been numerous times the plow has thrown snow almost up to the walk that leads into my yard. That's a good 4 feet from the road. Now, this is at an intersection where there is a stop sign. No plow should be going fast enough to throw that snow up to my sidewalk and be able to come to a complete stop. Unless, well, I don't know what to say. I'm not the only one this has happened to. Other neighbors have complained, but as usual, nobody wants to come forward and file a complaint, but good old Bev. In the years that Bubba plowed our side of the town, he would turn the plow away when he came to those wheelchair ramps so that it went straight and then pushed it in. He also did that for many of our driveways, as many of us are senior citizens and it's hard for us to shovel the snow. And for Bubba, I would give him a rating of 99 out of 100 for being conscientious to the citizens of Adams. Maybe Bubba should give training to those who are in need of it. Granted, we're not all perfect. I'm not perfect, neither are any of you. But they should learn how to plow if that's what their job is in the winter. I don't know if anything will be done, as last time I complained about things, it started out being followed through on and then just fell through the sidewalks, cracks and all, and it's still in the same condition it was, 2 years ago when I was here to complain. So I just want to thank you all for your time, and if you could do something about the snowplow, I'd appreciate it. I'm going out of town. They will only hold my mail for 30 days, up to 30 days on a hold. I'm going to be gone longer than that, so I don't know. They said they would just return my mail to the sender, because I cannot put my mailbox back up at this time of the year, and I don't have anybody else that's willing to do it. It's cold out there, the snow is deep, and that's all I've got to say. I want to thank you all for your time. Have a pleasant evening, and in the next snow plow, I'll watch the mailbox that's leaning to see how far over it goes. Yes, Mr.
Can I
Murray?
have a copy of that, please?
No,
Okay,
you're welcome.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
The reason I'm not giving it to you is I did check spell. It's atrocious.
Oh,
Tell you that right
that's fine. I took some notes, thank you.
Okay, well, if you really want it, you
No,
can
that's-
pass.
That would be nice if you
Just,
could.
just don't pass it around, Jim.
I won't, I'm the chairman of Public Works, so,
There you go.
thank you.
And you want to look at my mailbox? It's on the front.
I will,
It's just.
I'll drive by it on my way home, it's right on
You
the
can
way.
even take it if you want.
I can-
It's not going to pick up.
Sorry
Thanks for
about
coming
that.
in.
Thank you, Bev.
Yeah, thank you, Bev.
You're welcome. Have a nice evening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, moving right along. Report of, oh, you have a question?
No,
Comment?
I have a little comment. Okay. I have this tendency to park right in front of right on Main Street when I come in to do work in the city. And I don't understand why it is that the snow is this deep and to come in right by the curb, you have to make a path. It's not safe.
Where exactly are you talking about right now?
Right outside of City Hall. Right outside of City Hall, it's this deep, and to come in with your car, you have to make a trek. You have to track it in. Isn't there any way that somebody could, sometime between the hours of 5 and 7, just take the Bobcat or something out there and just push that snow to the corner, and then sometime during the day, just move it some other place, rather
When
than,
we get snowstorms and we're all done plowing, we come up and we clear all of Main Street off. We've had 2 little snowfalls since we had our 14 inches. We've got another one coming. That's why we haven't cleaned Main Street again. We clean Main Street after every major snowfall.
but all right, this isn't a major thing, but it's this deep. If it's this deep, and people are trying to do their work, and they come in to pay their water bills and things like that, they should have a pathway that they don't have to cut into the snow. And then you get out of the car and you start walking in and you have the possibility of slipping and falling in that.
We can come up and spend the time in the overtime and clear Main Street after every little snowfall, if that's what you want.
I just wanted in front of City Hall that thing is clean. The rest of it's fine. But that one path, that path right in front of City Hall, I don't understand why it takes so long to get that part cleaned up.
Doesn't the county come through after you guys, Bob? You guys start
They'll
generally
come
earlier than
through
the
and push
county.
more out there, yes.
Exactly. So I know I've come through at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, seen you guys at work.
I can
When I'm
guarantee
coming
you,
back in town.
if I come up here and just clean off in front of City Hall, you're gonna have every business on Main Street calling and going, how come you cleaned City Hall, you didn't clean mine? That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have every business in this business district calling, wanting to know, how come you didn't clear my snow? Why did you just clear in front of City Hall?
And as every county plow comes back through town, they're always
They're
plowing
always gonna be
the
pushing it
state
back.
part, so they're always pushing back into the
Exactly.
city part. So
Exactly.
it is a no-win situation. A couple days after the snow, yeah, it should definitely be gone, because by then those plows aren't pushing anything. But even the 2.5 inches that we got yesterday, I could see them pushing a pile like that.
That's
They're
what's out there right
clearing
now.
the center over, it's coming in, it's gonna be back in after you guys had already cleaned in the morning.
We had, what,
And I know that you were out this morning, because I seen you when I come back into town this morning, so I know you were there, had to be shortly after 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning.
I was in at 4 o'clock this morning, the guys all started at 5.
I mean, I realize that this last couple snows, we've had some crazy weather actually. And I mean, the whole town was closed up. So I mean, obviously, it's a benefit for us to be able to get those areas cleared so that our businesses don't have to close, so that customers would be able to, to be able to get into the businesses. But at the same time, pushing the snow, you have to have a place to push it, and when you push it, you have to have a haul truck to push it, to take it away. And that's where lies a little bit of a problem over the last few snowfalls, has been the haul truck. So
Any
hopefully
snowstorm
things
we
will
have
get
ever gotten
better.
where we've had more than 3 inches of snow within 2 days' time, as soon as I got 2 guys that can come up and clear Main Street, we've done it. We've had almost 1.5 inches last night. We had almost 2 inches 2 nights before that. That's what's out there right now. I didn't come in to do Main Street this morning, and I'm not planning on it tomorrow, because they're talking maybe another 6 to 8 inches of snow coming tomorrow night and Wednesday. Once we get that snow, then we'll be clearing Main Street again.
Most of the business on Main Street are pushing their snow into the street after you come through.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So I mean, that's
They
where
don't-
some, that's where
they
some
have
of the
to. There's
buildup
no
is.
place for
No,
them.
no, I get that, but that's where some of the buildup is also.
Yes.
It's not like you guys are just not doing it.
You know,
It's
I-
between the county and then the businesses that are pushing the stuff back into that
Yes.
little bit of,
You know, what we've been doing, they've been real good about getting snow pushed out, at least to like the signs and the light poles. And then we clear it off of there.
right.
That last time, we cleared it off, it was still snowing. So they probably had another 2 inches that they had to push out. You know, it's,
I mean, I understand where Luann's coming from, but in the same token, I was in the Dells the other day, and you guys are doing a fantastic job compared to the side streets in the Dells. You couldn't even see where the curbs were, everybody's parked on angles because the snow was so deep and they packed it down so bad because they haven't been cleaning their streets off. So,
It's gonna come to a point where we're not gonna know where to put the snow. I mean, if we come.
that's one of the
You get
things
big
I plan on
snowfall,
talking about when I
exactly.
give my report. And that's, we're kind of discussing snow right now. We get another 8 inches of snow coming up, we're gonna be having some major problems. We're gonna wind up having to be hauling snow from curb lines. We're gonna have to, already, we should be hauling snow out of alley aprons. But I've still got the guys trying to pick up the piles we've made from this last storm, so we have room to push this snow. I had Hazel Street over here completely blocked with piles of snow so that we could get it off Main Street. We're running out of room up behind the theater where we haul snow from. When we clear Main Street, we take it all up there because that's the closest place to put it. The way we've been doing Main Street now, we've got a 15-foot push plate that we put on our loader. Instead of coming up with a snow blower, I come up with a skid steer, I push it off the curbs and make windrows. Chris or whoever comes up with a loader, and we move it sometimes 3 blocks to get it to a spot where we can pile it. Then we have to come back and load all that snow with a loader in one truck. Normally, we'd have 2 trucks up snow blowing on Main Street. Well, we don't have that option right now, so we've been doing what we can do to get the snow off of Main Street. You know, they spent all day Friday hauling snow, they spent all day today hauling snow. They'll probably spend a good portion of tomorrow just trying to get rid of the rest of the piles. Then we still have to deal with all of the corners. I had Chris out today opening fire hydrants up. That's another thing that has to get done. You know, some people, residents are great about shoveling out their fire hydrants. Others aren't. We have to at least get them opened up. Chris spent all day today opening fire hydrants. I had Brian on Friday with one of the tractors trying to get some fire hydrants opened up. We haven't seen a snow like this where we've got 14 inches of snow at one dump for many years. And people have gotten used to not having a snow like this. You know, like Matt said, I thought we did an awesome job with that last snowstorm of getting the streets opened up, getting Main Street done, and we put in a lot of hours. I wish Bev was here where I could address the mailboxes. Mailboxes did not get hit by plows. Mailboxes got taken out by that much snow rolling off the end of the plows, and there's not a thing we can do about that. Snow pushed up on the sidewalks and going up to houses, we can't help that. When we're driving those snowplow trucks, we're never driving over 20 miles an hour. If we try to go any slower than that, it's not going anywhere. All it's gonna do is keep spilling out, and we're gonna spend more time having to keep going back to try and push it off the roads. Right now, we've got snowbanks this high. We get 8 inches of snow, it's gonna be all we can do to get to the curb and get that pushed up. We're gonna fill sidewalks up. People are just gonna have to deal with it. I don't know what else we can do, unless we go out and clear snow off of every terrace in town, which is gonna take forever. It's just one of those things that we have to deal with. Our job is to get the streets opened up to the curb lines. That's what we're doing, to the best of our abilities. So,
And I'm really impressed with how fast they're opening up too, even with the pack, with people driving on. How fast.
that's the other thing I've tried to do. If I know, like this last storm, it started snowing probably, what, 10 o'clock that night? We were in at 3 o'clock that morning to at least start opening roads up. The whole time, it's a whiteout for these guys trying to drive these plow trucks, trying to keep the streets opened up so that we're not pushing 14 inches of snow at one time. We're pushing maybe 4 inches. Then you turn around, you start all over again, push another 4 inches off. Turn around, start all over again. It got to a point where we probably had 16 hours in that day. I sent the guys home to get a couple of hours of sleep. We were back in at midnight doing the same thing all over again. And all you do is you start your route, when you get done with it, you turn around and do it all over again. So.
Okay, well, thank you, Bob. Okay, report of standing committees, fire district. Ms. Panaleo, do you have anything?
Yeah, just a few things. Bob just hit on one of them because it was brought up at our fire meeting that Darren Perth had mentioned that it's really important that any homeowner that has fire hydrants in front of their homes, that when they're shoveling also to try and help keep that fire hydrant open. It's the only way that the fire department can keep them safe if there was a fire. A few minutes of just trying to remove snow away from a fire hydrant so that they can get hooked up to save somebody's house could make the difference of saving the house or not saving the house. And he says, and there's, and he just doesn't want anything like that to happen, so he's asking the community to come together and please help with keeping the fire hydrants clean. Just wanted to mention in regards to some grants that we're working on. We currently have grants out for Focus on Energy and also Alliant, and both of them are for $7,500. And also we're working on the grant for a Roundup grant through Adams Columbia for our washer and dryer for the fire station. We also did get our air packs. We also got our new compressor. And they're right now instructing on how to use the new air packs, and they're hoping by March the 1st that they'll be able to have all the guys using the new air packs, and then we will be selling the old air packs, hopefully to Nacita. I guess they have an interest in them. And then the only other thing I wanted to make sure and mention is that we have Jonas Hicks, which is working to get his Eagle Scout badge. And during this process, he has to do fundraising, and he's fundraising for the fire department's flagpole. And we're gonna be having him come this next following month when we have our meeting, March the 14th, and he's going to be doing a presentation. So if anyone from the community would like to come and hear what Jonah has to say, you're welcome to join us. And I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. Report of city officers. Well, I continue to urge people to be safe within the city, driving around, and especially now the snowbanks are getting higher. Make sure you stop at all the stop signs, because you may not be able to see somebody coming if they don't stop. So slow down, please stop at the stop signs, and please continue to look out for the children getting on and off the school buses, getting on in the morning, getting off in the afternoon. It's very critical that you stop for them. Other than that, just continue to be safe. Okay. Police department update, Chief Fly.
Don't have a lot to report at this point, just gonna keep it short and sweet. The only thing I was gonna touch on is that in the safety committee, they wanted me to reach out to Royal Bank about the driveway onto Grove Street. I spoke with the bank manager, and they actually had already kind of discussed that issue, but that is a DOT issue because it's part of the intersection, so that's something we have to take up with the state if they wanna do anything with that intersection for signage. So other than that, we've been extremely busy. Officer Delaquette and Officer Kirsten have put in a lot of hours in the last 2 weeks, which I commend them on for working a lot of serious cases and doing a bang-up job, and my props go out to them, so that's all I got.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Okay, Public Works Department update, Superintendent Barry.
Couple things I'd like to thank the police department during the snow emergency with this last storm. They helped us out immensely, keeping cars off the street so we could clean up much easier without having to worry about cars. Mailboxes, again, I'm hoping the paper could print something on what we talked about with keeping mailboxes cleared. We've got most of them cleared out from the curb. If homeowners could finish clearing them out from the sidewalk in, that would be a great help to us. I would like to address a couple of the issues that Bev brought up. We have talked about mailboxes. Excuse me. I know for a fact, like I've said, I've been in all of the plow trucks before. We don't go over 20 miles an hour. I don't know of any instance where Bruce or any of the guys plowing, when they get up to a driveway, they straighten the plow out to help people out. That's not what we do. When they come up to intersections, yeah, you try to straighten the plow out to carry as much through the intersection as you can, but you're still gonna have spillover. This was an extraordinary amount of snow. There's problems all over town with the snowbanks. So, we had some major repairs that had to be made to both of our two big plow trucks. The skid steer has had to have some work done. I think we're doing a pretty decent job with what we've got to deal with right now, so. But if you have complaints, bring them to me and I'll try to address them, so. But we get more snow, we're gonna be getting more complaints. I watched, when I was out driving in the skid steer, when both Bruce and Chris were plowing, watching that snow roll off those plows. You can watch mailboxes as those piles of snow hit those mailboxes, lift them up. If mailboxes aren't put up very good, that rolling snow has a lot of power to it. The streets, you're not close enough for those plows to hit anything right now. It's all from the force of the snow rolling off those plows. Sometime, I encourage all of you, some night, if you know we're gonna come in to plow, get a hold of me. Right with the guy, so you can see what it's like to have to plow these streets. you'll have a new appreciation for what we do. I do, I encourage you to. That way you know what we have to deal with out there. And maybe then you can help keep some of the citizens better informed too. So, that's what I've got.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Berry. Okay, new and unfinished business. Item number 1, approve actuary advisor, GASB 75.
We went through finance with this.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And made the motion to go with the $1,500 plus the $350 letter report, if it was okay with our auditor tomorrow, when they're here. Check with them. That was our recommendation.
That was the recommendation, yes.
I'll make that a motion if,
So do we need to table this till you get a final answer from your auditors, or?
No, we're good.
we need the report, and we need this thing done.
Because it's required by the
No,
state.
no, I get it, just.
And then, the letter was cheaper than the, other report. So if they're okay with the letter report rather than, the more expensive report, we were gonna go with that, so. That would be my,
Oh, so you're talking the letter, the preparation of the letter at $350 versus the on-site presentation at
Right,
$75?
right,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
so, if our auditor is okay with the, just the letter report, we're okay with that too. I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
Yeah, I read through this whole thing and still have no idea what it is.
Well, Janet can explain it to us.
I believe it's that we're hiring someone to figure out how much we owe employees who are past employees.
Basically, for reporting purposes, the state is mandating this through the GASB 75.
And the state should pay for it.
That's what I think too.
That's probably what every municipality is saying.
Well, seriously, that's ridiculous.
It is, but through our auditors, they suggested the key benefits because they've worked with them in the past and they didn't feel comfortable doing the actuary advising, so we reached out to several companies and
This is
just
one of the
received
folks that do
one
that.
of the two, yeah,
Right.
yeah, the key benefits.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
Sorry, but that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
It is, it's confusing.
Okay, Janet, take the vote, please.
Hanson,
Yes.
Klum,
Yes.
Marty,
Yes.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Goodhue.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Janet. Motion passed. Item number 2, approve contract services, RCO Computers LLC.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract services for RCO Computers LLC.
I'll second that.
Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, Janet, take the vote, please.
Klum,
Yes.
Marty,
Yes.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Robinson. No. Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Janet. Motion passed. Item number 3, approve repairs to chlorine tank wastewater treatment plant. Actually, that was,
Finance discussed that also. We made the motion to, our recommendation to go ahead with the inspection for $1,800 and then see what repairs have to be done. And then that'll be brought back next time. So I would make a motion to go ahead with the inspection for the $1,800.
I'll second it.
okay, any questions or comments?
What did I see in there about and Bob can what are they gonna do? Cut a hole in it, go and inspect it? If it's repairable, then it's gonna cost us an additional 2,500 to repair the hole that they cut in
Upwards
it.
of 2,500, yeah, it depends on what they find when they get in there. The hole's already cut, it's clean, we just gotta get them down here to inspect it and find out what's gotta be done from that point, so.
Okay, Janet, take the vote, please.
Marty,
Yes.
Calio,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Plum.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Janet. Motion passed. Item number 4, approve payment of the bills.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment of the bills.
I'll second that.
Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, Janet, take the vote, please.
Calio,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Plum.
Yes.
Marty,
No.
Okay, thank you, Janet. Motion passed. Okay, and now we need I need a motion for adjournment of the meeting.
So move.
I'll second.
Okay, Janet, take the vote, please.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Plum.
Yes.
Marty,
Yes.
Calio.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight.